Hello, I'm Luke.
Hi, I'm Hugh.
And we are the Kooks, and we're at Amoeba for What's in My Bag.
'Cause I don't wanna waste your time. Let's do all the things we want to do. Because you never know, never know, never know when it's gonna, never know, never know, never know when it's gonna start.
What have we got here? Oh, this is quite a big whopper. This is the one actually that I thought I would leave for you, but decided to take for myself. It's Bob Dylan, the Freewheeling.
Oh. How many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man?
Unbelievable record. You actually recommended it. I think you bought this for me when I was 16. But specifically that typeface was copied on our first record.
Yeah, we did. It was a very informative record to our first album.
I may say it was your fault because I know you could have done more.
I guess his first record of compositions. Yeah. Karina was,
Man.
yeah, we always used to listen to that.
That's not even a song, that's a drug.
Karina, Karina, girl, where you been so long?
Yeah, I actually also got a Dylan record, of course, because I can't go to a record store without getting one. This is quite an interesting record.
And wished that he'd gone straight and watched out for a simple twist of fate.
A lot of his music was not very personal, you know, he seemed to keep that quite hidden in his work, and then he starts writing this, like Simple Twist of Fate and Tangled Up in Blue.
Early one morning the sun was shining, she was lying in bed, wondering if she changed it all, if her hair was still red.
They call it the demos, but apparently he recorded all this. It's basically just like mainly guitar and bass, and it's very intimate, it's like interesting hearing Dylan singing like this because you can hear the pain in his voice.
And she turned around to look at him as he was walking away. And she said, this can't be the end, we'll meet on another day.
The story that I heard was basically he brought it to the label and they said, look, it's not commercial enough. And so he had to re-record the whole album. Now I don't know, maybe it's just demos, but it's interesting that it's like the whole album and some. There's one called Up to Me, which isn't on the actual record. It's a beautiful song.
I was just too stubborn to ever be governed by enforced insanity. Someone had to reach for the rising star, I guess it was up to me.
The Kinks, still one of the most underrated bands of all time, even though they're so famous.
One soldier glances up to see the sun and dreams of games he played when he was young.
If you don't know British culture, you should listen to this record because it kind of informs you of like the kind of humour of the British and also the disdain for our governments and our past. So it's a really clever record, you know, it's not bashing it over the head, but it's quite heavy, you know, what he's saying. And
Has it got Victoria on
it's
it?
a band. Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, we performed Victoria with Ray Davies. In fact, my favourite bit was the rehearsals.
The rehearsals was great.
Yeah.
He had quite a loud sound in the studio, and I remember you told him to turn his guitar down.
Whoa, I didn't
and
tell
I
him.
was like,
I was
can't tell Ray Davies to turn his guitar down.
It was quite funny because he
turned it down, to be fair. This is an album that I actually have no objective opinion over anymore. It just is in my blood and my brain because I listened to it every day when I was about 14. You can always tell a Deftones fan, like, we are slightly hidden, but we're ever present. If a drummer is into the Deftones, you can hear, even through jazz. I worked with a jazz drummer in Berlin, Noah Feuerbringer, and you can just hear in his drumming. 1975, George, you can hear in his drumming a lot of Deftones. Zane Lowe. It's like kind of these dark corners of people in music that are kind of secret but not secret Deftones fans.
Okay, Miles, bit of Miles.
Oh man.
I know, I just went so classic, but
It's such a great record though.
I really love this album. I only got into jazz maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, really. But this one is lyrical, you know? It sets of this desolate scene. It's like a change of mindset as well. Like why you listen to music is really interesting. So maybe it's just maturing into a jazz gentleman.
This is your hangover record.
It's hangover.
I know you're hungover when you put this on. Manon, Lescaut, Puccini. I was quite surprised to find this in the opera section because I was in this when I was about 11. I was part of the first youth opera group at Glyndebourne Opera House in 1995 and just did some random auditions via my school and got the part and wore a wig, like a kind of 19th century curly ginger wig, and ran around Glyndebourne Opera House just being completely marvelled and engrossed in this sound. That was my first taste of it, and I've been a bit of an opera nut ever since.
While in LA, I had to get something for the Doors.
Don't you love her madly? Wanna be her daddy? Or don't you love her face?
So there's this book, Wonderland Avenue, that I read a few times, but Danny Sugarman, who ended up managing the Doors. LA Woman, their last record. He recorded a lot of it in the bathroom, the vocals, which was quite interesting.
Riders on the storm. There's a killer on the road.
Oh, you're gonna hate this.
No, I won't. Hey!
But this record is just like a hopeful record. My mum was going through an awful time with cancer, and it just was the thing that I would put on in the gym, and it would lift me out of quite dark places. I like the Woods one, Out of the Woods. I listen to with my daughter quite a lot. I love the strength of it and the empowerment of it and her story, and it's inspiring.
I'd never forget you as long as I live, and I wish you were right here, right now. It's all good. I wish you were.
Jeff Buckley, this is just an exceptional record. Very sad, one of the great losses ever. If you listen to his sketches after this, there's these sketches records, and it was going to be amazing where he was going to go.
I'm a stranger in this town, you're free with me.
I was listening to one of his songs the other day and I was like, I haven't got this on vinyl, I haven't listened to him properly for ages, and he's a whole world, you know.
Good lineage too, his dad.
Absolutely. Honeyman.
Well, I wish I was your sweet little honey man.
This is actually quite a good one, man. I'm surprised you didn't pick this.
Oh yes, classic.
Brighter Later, Nick Drake.
City freeze, get on your knees, pray for warmth and green paper.
Interesting Kooks trivia at the chime of a city clock.
City freeze, get off your knees and pray for warmth and green paper. Yeah, I nicked the first line, is what he's getting at.
Reference.
So,
The city's freeze, though. I just realized I don't like you.
Well, it's it's like 3 words, but it helped me write a song. It's a really good record.
Do you want to borrow it?
I think that's my favourite record of his actually.
But now you're here, bright in my northern sky.
Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Pleasure.
Such a pleasure.
You don't love me